Hey you guys, so I wanted to make a quick video just to show or demonstrate how to do a little bit of grading inside Google Classroom, like how to grade all the assignments that you're collecting, and also how to get those grades into SIS. There's a couple different ways you can do that. You're gonna just have to kind of experiment with it and pick the one that's easier for you. So the first thing is, let's take a look at what assignments look like once you've graded them. I'm on the main Google Classroom screen here, and you can see all the classrooms that I'm a part of. But I'm actually not going to go into any of those classes to do any grading. Google Classroom has a really cool feature called your to-do list. If you go up to the top left-hand corner and you click on the hamburger, this is the little menu icon. It's going to open up the sidebar, and then you can go right here under the classes that you're a teacher in, the classes you're teaching. You can click on the to-do list. It's the very first thing on the list. And then inside this list, it's going to show you all the things that have been assigned to students inside Google Classroom. So right now, this is kind of a mess because I'm a teacher in a lot of classes, so I'm getting all the assignments that all the other teachers are assigning, plus all of my courses. It's all kind of jumbled up in here. It does say underneath the name of the assignment what the class name is, but there's actually an easier way to filter this. You can just go right up here to the top where it says all classes, expand this list, and then choose the one that just the class you want to look at the assignments for. So this is actually in the same order that your classes are on the main screen. So if you don't have like the period number listed inside of the name of the class, you can just really quickly run back to your classes and look at the order in which you have these. So like I put mine in period order, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. And I know that's the order I'm going to get when I go back to the to-do list. So here we are. Let's just go to first period for advanced topics because I created some fake assignments just now to test out with an actual student. So this is in chronological order. The last things that you have assigned to students are listed here. I believe this is actually an order of due date. So the first two things at the top here are the fake assignments that I created, and I didn't give them a due date, so they're listed under the no due date section. I gave two types of assignments. The first one was just a question assignment. The second one was an assignment where the student needed to actually produce some type of work and attach it and submit it back to me. So I'm going to show you both. The first one we're going to grade is the question. So I'm just going to click basically anywhere in here, the title or the number of people who have turned it in or assigned it to or already graded is going to be listed here. You can click on any of those and it will open up the assignment. And here's what the grading screen looks like. Along the left-hand column here, normally I would obviously have all the kids that are in this class because most of the time we're going to be assigning things that's going to be to every student. I only assigned it to Christy because she's doing the test with me. So that's why there's only one result here. So I can actually see her answer right in this main screen. I don't need to open anything up. It's just listed right here. I can even reply to her directly from the screen if I want to. I'm not going to, but my question was, how was your day? She said it was good, and I like her answer. I'm going to give her a grade. So I'm just going to click over here where her grade is and give her a 5 out of 5. I hit enter, it's saving. It's now listed as a draft. So what that means is that I, the teacher, in the teacher view, know what Christy's grade is on this assignment, but she can't see it yet. She won't see it until I actually return the assignment to her. That is why this button is up here in the top left that says return. So I'm going to make sure her assignment is one of the ones I have checked off, which it is, and I'm going to hit return. It says return work to one student. It's making sure I'm ready to send it back, and I am, so I'm going to hit return. And now Christy's going to be able to see her grade. And something else that's going to happen is that when I go back to my to-do list, it's now going to show that I don't have any of these pending to grade, and I've returned one of them to the student, so it's not in my to-do list anymore, quote unquote. So let's go back to the to-do list. Let me filter by period 1 again. And now you can see for the question assignment that I just assigned, there's none that are turned in and waiting for me to grade. And there's also none assigned to students who haven't submitted anything yet. The only thing that's left is the one assignment that I have already graded, so I'm basically done with this assignment. The only thing that would be left for me to do at this point would be to actually go into SIS and transpose the grade into the gradebook. I'm going to go over how to do the SIS part in just a moment. The first thing I want to do before I do that is show you the other type of assignment, is when you're assigning something to the student that they're going to need to produce some type of work and attach to the assignment and submit it to you. In math, what I typically do is I have the students complete the work on a worksheet or from the packet that I gave them, and then they just use their cell phone to take a picture of their work and upload it or attach it to the assignment and upload that. I have done writing assignments before. I create a Google Doc, and then they go in and answer their question, their own version of it. There's lots of different ways to have them create their work and send it to you. For this assignment, I just asked Christy to take a selfie or something and submit that. So she submitted a picture, just like I do with all my other math homework. And here we go. Again, I can see kind of like a grid view of everything that's been turned in. Of course, there's only one student, so there's only one assignment right now. But if I had multiple students here, you would see all their assignments in this grid. Now, this is not necessarily enough for me to say, okay, she's done the work, I'm going to go ahead and give her a grade. I might want to look at the individual assignments and things they've submitted. So the first thing I'm going to do is just click on somebody's work to open up this view. I'm going to just pick the first one in my list. This opens up a new tab, and in this new tab, I don't even know what the official terminology is from Google for this, but I'm just going to call it the grading screen. You'll be able to not zoom in, but drill down to see exactly what each person's work looks like. You can grade them one by one this way, and you can also give them comments and give them feedback all at the same time. So if I had multiple students and I clicked up here in this drop down, I would see all the students that I have in this class. And you can see that for all my other students in period 1, I didn't even assign this assignment to them. So there's nothing for me to look at for them. I can only see Christy's work because she's the only student. So here's Christy's work. And I told her to take a selfie, and it looks like she used this lovely Snapchat filter to put a Bronco on her head. I'm guessing we're going to go with that. So this is great. I'm happy with her work. I'm going to come over to the side here where it says grade, and I'm going to give her a grade of 5 out of 5. If there were multiple attachments, and sometimes your assignments might have that, you might have had multiple worksheets you're collecting all at the same time, or it might have been fill out this worksheet and take a picture of this and submit it. All those files would be listed up here in the top, and you'd have to just toggle through them to see them all. If I wanted to give Christy some kind of feedback or a comment, I could just write that here in the private comments. I'm going to tell her it's a great photo, and I'm going to post that to her. And you can see now it's posted here for her to see. The students can see the comments as soon as you make them. They just can't see the grade until you actually return it. I actually have a warning up here that says this assignment has not been returned yet. So I do want to send this back to Christy so she can see her grade. It's asking me if I'm sure I want to do that. I'm going to click return so that it does that. And there you go, it's finished. So I can actually just close out of this screen, and then I can go back to my to-do list. And on my to-do list, if I filter this again by period 1, I might have to refresh this because it still says 1's turned in. Yeah, so now for both of these assignments that I gave Christy, they both say 1 graded, none waiting for me to grade, and none with students that haven't even submitted anything yet. So that part's done. Everything's graded inside of Google Classroom, and now I'm ready to transpose my grades into SIS. There's a couple ways to do this. Personally, even though I'm pretty good at Excel or Google Sheets, what I usually do is I just pull up what the grades are. So let me open the assignment and see how the grade is listed here on the left-hand side and the student is listed here. This will be in the same alphabetical order as your SIS gradebook. And so you can literally just pull the 2 screens up side by side, which is what I usually do. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Here's my SIS gradebook. If you're on a Windows computer, you can press the Windows key on your keyboard and either arrow left or arrow right. That will stack the windows next to each other. So I'm going to put my gradebook over to the right. I'm going to go back to Google Classroom and put my, my assignment over to the left. And look at that, we have an issue because now I can no longer see the sidebar. That's because the website thinks that this, this is not a large enough display to put both of those things up at the same time. So unfortunately, that means I have to kind of drag this out until I see all the grades again. There it is. And then I have to go to my SIS window and kind of make that a little smaller to compensate. And now I have them side by side. So I would go to my assignment. And again, this will be in the same alphabetical order as the students in SIS. They should be in the same order. I can just go one by one and literally just type the grades in. So since I didn't assign this to anybody else, it doesn't matter because I'm going to delete this anyway when I'm done. They all get excused from it. I only wanted Christy to do this work for some reason. Okay, so Christy got a 5. I'm going to give her a 5. Okay, so it did that because in SIS, I'm entering grades by percentage right now. So 5% of 5 points is 0.25 out of 5, and that's why SIS did that calculation for me. I'm going to change this back to points, and I'm going to go fix her grade. So there you go. Now she has 100, 5 out of 5, and we're good to go. And everybody else gets a star, and I'm done grading this assignment. The other way that you can do this is you can download the grades from Google Classroom and put them into an Excel spreadsheet or a Google Sheet, and then you can import them into SIS. There's only one caveat to that, and that's that you have to do a little bit of formula just to extract the student number in order for it to upload. So let's go ahead and do one of those. I'm going to go back. This was the question, so I'm going to go back and find the selfie assignment. It's right here. And instead of me entering these grades into SIS by hand, I'm going to download it as a CSV file. That means it's comma separated values. You click the gear icon in the top right corner of the assignment, and then you have a couple of choices. So I'm going to do it with Excel because I find that to be an easier process. On a school computer at work, you could definitely do this with Excel. If you're at home and the only computer you have is a Chromebook, you can still download as a CSV, and when you open it, it will open in Google Sheets automatically. So either way, you're still going to accomplish the same thing. So my question now is, am I going to be downloading all of the grades I have in period 1, or am I only going to be downloading the grades for this assignment? That's a choice that you have to make, whatever process you think is easier. I'm going to download just these grades so you can see what that looks like. And it's downloaded here into my downloads folder. And now it's opened up inside of Excel. So once I'm in Excel, this is what information it has extracted from Google Classroom for me. I'm just going to make these a little bigger so we can see everything that's happening. And there we go. So it gives me the student's first and last name, and it also gives me their email address, which contains their student number, but is not going to be able to be read by SIS. So what you want to do here is you want to go to the next column, which is the grade. And up here at the top where the column indicator is, which is this column D, I'm going to right click and I'm going to click on insert. I'm going to insert a column that's right next to the email address, okay? Let's call this column something. We're going to call it student ID. And then in the very next column, in the very next row, I'm going to use a formula that's going to extract just the student number out of the email address, and then I can go ahead and upload this into SIS. So you're going to type in equals. The formula that we're using is going to be mid, and then we have to provide this with some arguments. So the first thing you want to do for the text argument is you want to go ahead and click on the cell that contains the student's email address, and then you want to put a comma. You want to tell the formula at which character do you want to start extracting, and then how many characters do you want to extract. So the S in the student email address, the very first character is character 1. So I don't want to start there. I actually want to start at character 2. So I'm going to put a 2. And the student number is 8 digits long, so I want to extract 8 digits. I'm going to go ahead and close parentheses and hit enter. And now you can see that my formula has taken just the student number out of the student's email address. This is something easy. You don't have to copy into every cell one by one. You can just go into the bottom corner of the cell that contains your formula. And then if you hover over the bottom right corner, the cursor changes from a very large plus sign into this tiny little plus cursor right here. You want to click on this, and then you want to drag this down to all the cells that are beneath it, okay? We're going to go all the way to the end of our list, and it's copied that formula into every cell inside of here. So that's all the Excel manipulation that you have to do. You just need this one formula to pull the student number out of the student email address, and now this is totally and completely ready to upload into SIS. What you want to do at this point is you want to go ahead and save your document. Here's my disk. That is not exactly what I wanted. Let's go back over here, and I'm going to hit Save As, and it should save. Yeah, it's saved over exactly the same file. That's perfect. Okay, so let me go ahead and close out of Excel. Now I can come over to SIS, and let's find the assignment that I want to import the grades for. In this case, it's going to be this selfie assignment. I'm going to click on the little I for information. That's going to allow me to edit this assignment. And at this point, I can't even see the button for importing. I want to go ahead and make this window larger so I can see the whole thing. And now you can see the Import CSV File button is right here inside SIS. Go ahead and click that. And then you have to tell it some information. So let's choose our file first. Inside of our Downloads folder is where that selfie assignment file is, and it says .csv, so it's a match. We're good to go. I'm going to click on that. And then I need to tell SIS the score value that I have inside of my CSV file. Is that a percentage? Like, did I grade them by you got an 80%, a 90%, 100%? Or is it a point value out of a total number of points? In this case, it's points, so I'm going to leave it as points. I have to tell SIS inside of that spreadsheet which column contains the student ID and which column contains the score or the grade that I gave them. Well, I forgot already because I already closed it. So I'm going to go back to my download folder. I'm going to reopen the file, and let's look at the columns. It looks like the student ID number is going to be in the 4th column and the grade is inside the 5th column. So let's go back to SIS. We're going to change the student ID column to 4 and the score column to 5, and we're going to press upload. So as you can see here, nobody has a grade except for Christy, which is what I expected to happen because she was the only one with a grade. It doesn't put stars or anything like that, and that's kind of basically how it goes. Just so that you know, for any other thing that you're ever importing into SIS, if you have the same assignment spread across multiple periods or sections of a class, and you have everybody's grade from all those sections inside one Excel spreadsheet, SIS is smart enough to recognize that you have all those other students in different sections, and it will import their grades across all the sections. You only have to do it one time in one section, and it will apply the grades everywhere. So I hope that was helpful to you. And if you have any questions about this video, go ahead and send me an email. I can certainly go on a Google Meet with you, and we can like share our screen and figure out, if you're getting stuck somewhere or whatever. And if there's any other tutorials that you would like me to record, just let me know and I'm happy to do so. Okay, guys, good luck.